guys, welcome to Bar Z. My name's Stan and welcome to another episode of The Grind. This is grind number 42 and I'm going to narrate you through all this hodgepodge we're going to talk about. First of all, it's the end of 2016. I want to wish everyone a happy and prosperous new year. It's got to get better. 2016 was kind of crummy, but I wish everyone a happy new year. And let's get into it. We got a lot of ground to cover. First up, I wasn't able to get anything out to Keith Finner for the What's in Your Box this year. I went ahead and packed something up and I got it going off directly to the recipient. Congratulations, you know who you are, you already know it's coming. Just gonna kind of keep that on the down low. But congratulations to the What's in Your Box winner or winners. Next up, we're gonna visit a plating shop that we worked at, and it was kind of impressive. A lot of plastic. Let's go take a look at some plastic. Okay, so that was a lot of PVC ductwork, PVC plenums, stainless steel tanks, PVC tanks. So there's a lot of stuff there to work with, and people that say, oh, plastic's easy to work with, you're kidding yourself. Plastic's not easy to work with, especially when it's solvent low. So that's a plating shop here in California, which I found very surprising. They plate or hard chrome plate aircraft landing gear. All right. Next up, I'd like to give a public shout out to Wolf Automation, Marshall Wolf Automation. They featured Tom Lipton and I. We were working on Tom's marble saw up at his shop, and they put it in their newsletter for this month or maybe next month. I don't know. But we made the Marshall Wolf newsletter, so that was pretty cool. Speaking of Tom Lipton, let's go take a look at an ox in his natural habitat.
It's good size.
Behold, it's Mr. Lipton in his natural environment. Okay, so we hit a swap meet, bought some odds and ends, nothing big, nothing to write home about, but bought some rusty junk and hauled it out of there. Tom's got a good eye for that stuff. He can just look at a pile of rust and he'll go straight for the sterret all the way down at the bottom. On our way out of there, we swung by and picked up Adam's, or closed the deal on Adam's new channel sponsor. Okay, so A-Bomb's got a new channel sponsor. We can look forward to the quality tools that they provide. Next up, over Christmas, my wife said, hey, we're going to go listen to some Christmas music. And I said, okay, let's be festive. Let's go listen to some Christmas music. Let's go check this out.
In the scene on this night, there's an ancient hotel where shadows, they do tend to wander. And the ghosts who live here hold each moment so dear, for time's not a thing one should squander. And they recount their sand as it runs through their hands, and examine each moment for meaning. It can be wished upon till the moment is gone, like day disappears into evening.
Okay, so not your average Christmas music, but pretty good show. Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Not too bad. I'd go see him again. All right, next up, we can talk about stickers. I do have stickers now. I folded, I caved, I'm weak. Simple bar Z on a gear. Nothing too extravagant. I didn't want a billboard with a bunch of stuff on it. I just wanted a simple bar Z with the website. That's it. I got 500 of these. I don't know how long they're going to last. They've been going out in a million different directions. Shoot me an email if you want to get your hands on some. With every anchor lube order, we are sending out the bar Z stickers, and we're still doing the decimal charts with the anchor lube orders. So we'll do stickers, decimal charts, and anchor lube we're still honoring the Black Friday thing. So, anyways, that's on the website. Link below. Next up, okay, we're going to talk about. I got rid of the fluorescent lighting in my trailer, and I bought some 12-volt LED strips. Now, there's already a 12-volt transformer on board. It's a battery charger maintainer for an RV type thing, and it's about I think it's about a 600-watt power supply on board the trailer already to keep the deep cycle up, so you can do all your lighting in 12-volt all at the same time. And when you plug into shore power, It'll burn the lights, bring the battery up, whatever, but when you unplug, you still got the 12 volt there to run some light. Let's go take a look at the LED conversion of my, or one of my work trailers. Okay, so stripper pole and disco ball not included, but it does cast a very nice light everywhere, no shadows. It's actually pretty awesome. While I was up, I was up in the Bay Area. At the same time I was up there with Tom Lipton. I attended a Raider game. Not a big sports fan myself, but these guys are fanatics about their Raiders. They really love their Raiders. Let's go take a quick sweep around and look at that stadium.
Raiders scoring drive, 8 plays, 46 yards, 3 minutes, 27 seconds. Sebastian Janikowski with a field goal from 47 yards out.
Okay, so pretty cool. You know, that's I think the first football game I've ever attended. You know, an NFL football game. So it was fun. Had a good day. My daughter enjoyed it. She's a Raider fanatic. So yeah, we enjoyed the Raider game. Next up, a lot of comments came on the channel. You know, we put in a bunch of we're putting in tons of pipe up at the job I'm working on. Let's take another quick peek at another pipe run up on the lid of one of these units.
Oh, that was cute. Oh, and again.
Okay, so that's the upper rack and the upper distribution of one of the units, and where it all cascades down to the panel as a central location. But anyways, comments came in on the channel. How do you get the wire in? Do you push it in? Do you pull it in? How do you get it in? Well, it's a fish tape. It's a small. It's in a coil and it's on a reel that you feed out, and it's a stainless steel fish tape, less than an 1/8 inch thick. And it just fishes through. It's easy to push. You push it through the pipe, and then you hook up the wires to it at the other end. There's a hook, and it's called a Kelm grip. If you remember those Chinese handcuffs, you put your fingers in, and when you pull, you can't get your fingers out. A Kelm grip is a lot like that, and you just shove the wires in the end of the Kelm grip and put it on the hook of the fish tape, and you pull. Let's go take a look at wire getting paid out of a cart. Okay, so that's how the wire just magically works its way into the pipe. And I don't like to crowd my pipe because I like my, my wire pulls to go easy. I don't ever want to struggle with a wire pull. And there is a limit. There's a legal limit to what you can put in a pipe. But we don't even come near that. What else are we going to talk about? Pierre and Phil's hammer. I know I did it live. I don't think I actually opened the box, but I did. Present it on one of my live shows. But let's go open the box from Phil and Pierre and take a look at the hammer they sent over. Okay, so we got a little package from Pierre Baudry right here, and it's addressed to me. And this is, I've got a sneaking suspicion what it is. I'm probably the last one to open it here on camera. I just got back from a road trip, and this was sitting here waiting for me. For those of you that haven't checked out the channel, go check out Pierre's garage. And I think Phil also had something to do with this from Phil's projects. So we're gonna open it up. And see what this is first. See if there's a note on it. Yeah, we got a note up here on top. Yeah, that's Phil's projects. Make sure you go check out his channel. So thank you for your efforts on that, Phil, and Pierre's garage. Nice cards. Let's see what this says. Hi Stan, hope all is good for you and your family. There's a life and daily reality after the bash. Short history of this hammer, the scope of Keith's What's in Your Box 2016. Made 30 hammers. 4 to be included in the boxes, plus naturally 1 for Keith. The hammer you're receiving now is part of the units that were made for friends, and a couple for promotional purposes. And finally, a couple for sale. Helps financially support our channels. The team is Philip and Pierre. Phil's Projects and Pierre's Garage. All the best, Pierre. Pierre, thank you for the nice note. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but let's take a look at what we got in here. Got it all wrapped in individually in high density foam. I think that's the meat of the sandwich there. That packaged very nicely, and it looks like it survived the trip well. Wow. It's got the look of stainless to it. What a beautiful piece. Let's read that note a little farther. Maybe we can figure out what this wood is, what this material is. It sure looks like stainless to me. It's got that stainless look. And let's see what we got in here. Oh, this is the Hammerhead collection. Aluminum, probably a Delrin. That's probably a Delrin face there, and then a stainless, kind of a rounded head there. This is a very square head on the Delrin, and then the aluminum. Pretty cool. I made a nice little holder for that. We'll find a home for that to keep near the hammer. This is probably like a UHMW here. Oh, they put O-rings behind them. That's pretty good, because I've had trouble with the hammer faces coming undone. You know, they unscrew, and it's turned into kind of a habit to always retighten your hammer faces. Well, that's pretty cool that's on there. There's the bottom, and you got kind of a gland there to secure the handle on. What a beautiful piece. Okay, well, let's see if they say anything about the material that it's made out of in the note. As a token of our appreciation, please accept this Machinist hammer. This is one of the units that was given to friends, though there is one condition to you accepting this tool. You have to make the very first ding live on your channel in order for everyone to watch it. It might hurt a little bit, but this tool was made to be used on an everyday basis and not be a toolbox queen. Okay, the project team was Philip at Phil's Projects, Pierre at Pierre's Garage, and Robert Corvo. He has no channel, but the three of you, thank you very much for that. And I guess I'm going to have to do a live feed and hit something with it. You know, maybe we'll stamp bar Z in here or something. Put a bar Z across there, so kind of personalize it with a set of stamps on this little aluminum backplate. But feeling this, it feels like the white might be like a UHMW. This is a little softer material. And it feels like the black is probably the Delrin. This is a little bit harder. I can't leave a fingernail mark in this. But this is definitely the softest phased hammer head that we've got in this collection. Definitely stainless, definitely aluminum. Brass is a no-brainer. So I think we've got all those identified. So that's going to be your Delrin face there, the black one. Delrin is available in other colors other than white. And UHMW is available in a lot of different colors too. So you just have to kind of test the hardness to figure out what's what. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and look for a live feed of me deflowering my one of my hammer faces. I'm going to have to figure out which one I want to hit with. Probably be the brass. Punch in a Z there on that. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. So what a wonderful unit. I've been using it around the shop, and I found a new thing about it. Over on the head and the shank here, when we got brass and plastic on here, you know what? We're non-magnetic, and I can use this over on the surface plate or on the magnetic plate to tap things around and get them dialed in and get them parallel with the axes of the machine and things like that. And when you come in to tap a little block around or something, and your hammer gets sucked down to the magnet, it's really irritating. So the stainless is wonderful for that. It is non-magnetic and it doesn't rust. You know, there's coolant and junk everywhere, so you don't have to worry about it rusting up, and it doesn't stick to the plate. So Phil and Pierre, wonderful hammer. I know there was someone else involved. I don't remember your name. I don't know where the letter is, but thank you to all three of you. Let's see. Oh, winter. Winter's here. I've seen a lot of you guys on Facebook complaining how cold it is. Who's missing this? Yes, that was a shot from last summer. I think during Summer Bash. But yeah, it's still pretty reasonable here. You know, it hasn't dipped down too cold. But I feel for all you guys out there in your colder climates. But I know you see a thermostat like that and you'd say, wow, I kind of miss the warm weather. All right, as promised, we're going to get into the fuel, the M18 fuel, and do a comparison. And I got a lot of video clips we're going to get through, and then we're going to do a quick recap, my thoughts on it, and I'll tell you about what's died during these past few months and what hasn't died. First up is an impact. We're going to put in a Tech 5 tech screw and a piece of 1/4-inch thick steel. And we're going to use a fuel head-to-head with a standard brushed model impact. With those screws, it's all about the RPM. Let's go take a look. Okay, today we're going to do a little bit of a test on the fuel. This time it's the impact. The other day we were doing the drill, and we're going to go head-to-head brush model against the brushless. I've got two Tech 5 screws to get into this column. This 1/4-inch thick column. These are very special tech screw, and when we zoom in, we'll let you take a look at those tech screws. Just going to give a dab of green goo here, just one dot of it on the tip of the screw, The fuel, we're going to go to a number 3 setting. Remember we got the 1, 2, 3 setting on it. So we're going to go to 3, and it's an impressive amount of RPM. Let's see how this thing drills into this very large column. The amount of shards on there alone are impressive. Okay, so that puts that screw in very rapidly into that column. I'm going to grab a new screw, change out my tip to my brushed model. This one we do not have a speed setting. Got the same battery condition. We're going to use another dab of green goo, and we're going to go to our second mounting hole here. As you can see, the RPM is considerably less. Well, let's get a little more anchor lube on the threads. Maybe we can get that thing in the rest of the way. Alright, she's threaded. Alright, we're ready to... Okay, so that was it for the Tech 5, and you saw both guns. I'll turn off my light so I don't kill the camera here. And I promised you I'd show you the Tech 5, and that is a very long bitted, fine threaded tech screw. They're a little over $1 a piece, so they're quite expensive, and you need to get them in right the first time. That means lubrication. So you need a small amount of cutting lube to get them in, and you definitely need some RPM to get them in. And so far I'm pretty impressed with the fuel as far as the number 3 setting on it. The brushed model was kind of going into impact mode and not really keeping the drill going, and the RPM just wasn't there. So the fuel's got quite a bit of RPM and really good for these Tech 5s. Okay, so stand by for some more fuel tests. Thanks for watching. Okay, so the fuel is a clear winner on the impact rating. Let's go take a look at some hole sawing we did. This is just some hole saws in a 10 gauge panel it's a carbide tipped hole saw. Let's go take a look at a head-to-head with that. This is a fuel versus a brushless, which is different. Just because it's brushless doesn't mean it's a fuel. But let's take a look at this head-to-head.
Rolling.
Hey guys, welcome to Bar Z. My name's Stan, and we're going to do a little torture test of the Milwaukee fuel today. We got a full battery. We got a bunch of holes to drill here, and I'm just going to go through and pilot all these first, and I'm going to show you the RPM on this thing. It's pretty outstanding. We're going to put a dab of lube. This is just a high-speed steel center. We're cutting the outers with carbide, so we don't really need anything when we're cutting the outer part. But for piloting, we're just going to do a little bit of anchor lube on the center and get all our centers in. And I wanted to demonstrate the RPM of this thing. It's got a great RPM. And this is just a 1/4 inch pilot, so we're not going to China here. The RPM is just a tad higher than my brushed units. I'm pretty happy with this. And in case you're wondering, this is a 10 gauge panel. So it's sitting right at 1/8 of an inch. All right, we're piloting. Let's get a hole saw on this thing and make some cuts, see how the battery holds up, and See if the thing stalls with a medium to heavy pressure. All right, we've switched out to a 3/4. We've still got the same pilot in there. It's still a 1/4-inch pilot, but we're going to try it with some 3/4 carbide. Our first 4 holes are 3/4. And I'm going to be using just kind of a moderate pressure and about a medium RPM. I'm on number 2 here, so that's high speed on the gearbox, but I'm going to be running about half speed to just keep the RPM down just a tad to avoid some chatter. That's not terrible. Let's keep her rolling. I'm just rocking it slightly as I go, just to improve my cut a little bit. I just rock the drill just slightly as I'm doing this. It just turned itself off to protect itself. Right at that last second. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not. All right, we're done with the 3/4. My last slug off of there. And switch over to the half and run that non-stop. No temperature, elevation detected, but I did stall it on the last hole with just a moderate pressure. And it shut itself off to protect itself. Switch over to that 1/2 inch and run the rest of those. Just for shits and grins before I was doing aluminum with it last. I got a bunch of burnished aluminum on there. I can't find the WD-40. Okay, we're back. I'm switched out to a 7/8 trade size 1/2 inch. This other one was 1 1/8 trade size 3/4. So all you metric guys get to make fun of us for that because I'm not using 20mm tubing. Oh, and I put this in the wrong drill.
Cut!
No, let's switch it out. No, we don't need to cut. You guys know how to change a bit. They're all big boys. All right, now we've got a 7/8 bit in the fuel. We're going to run them non-stop. We're going to see if we can get the thing to stall again. Right at that 4th hole on the 3/4, we got a bit of a stall. So we've got 2, 4, 6 holes to drill here. Here's a tip for you, and this was commented on the channel last week. Why'd you drill an extra hole in the panel? The reason you drill an extra hole in the panel is for spares. You don't want everyone getting in there and drilling holes in behind you and slinging metal chips all over your VFDs and stuff. Always drill a spare and just throw a plug in it. It's always handy, and if you ever have to run an extra pipe, you just pop a plug out, put a fitting in, and go. So anyways, let's cut these. One, no issues. 2, no issues. 3, no issues. I'm bearing down pretty hard here. 4, no issues. 5, no issues. 6, no issues. So that worked out pretty good. Still no temperature elevation detected, either in the battery or in the drill itself. It's very cool running. The difference I did notice on the fuel is we've got the vents on the sides, here and here. And on your old standard, they're in the back, right here. And quite often when you're using a drill, you're pushing and blocking your vent. And I have noticed that these tools will overheat if you're pushing with your chest or you're pushing with your palm of your hand and you're blocking those cooling fins. I have noticed that these tools will overheat, and with the side vents they've eliminated that. So that's kind of a neat feature that you don't really think about. All right, that's the end of today's little torture test. Thanks for watching.
Rolling.
Hey guys, welcome to Part Z. My name's Stan. Today we're up on a scissor lift, not very high. We're just got to get up 4 or 5 feet in the air. But we're going to put the Milwaukee Fuel against the brushless drills, which you cannot hardly tell the difference. They're both brushless, but they're marketed differently. We've got some holes to drill here in this panel. Both batteries are up 4 bars on each one. So we're starting off fresh with batteries. I'm gonna go through these and try to do equal pressure on everything. I've already got pilot holes in them, and we're gonna start with the brushless. Maybe I'll do maybe 2 or 3, and then finish up with, we'll switch and finish up with the fuel. This is a carbide saw, so we don't need any cutting fluid. I rock slightly when I'm doing it. I wasn't exerting much pressure. I was able to bog the motor a little bit as far as power goes. I was able to bog it. If I exerted too much pressure, I would definitely stall the motor. And these have a self-protect feature. They won't let you stall the motor for too long. All right, we're ready to go on the fuel. 4 bars, and let's see how this one feels. That was pretty heavy pressure, and I wasn't able to stall it. I'm kind of liking the fuel. So there you have it. Head-to-head comparison between the fuel and the other marketed as just plain brushless, not a fuel. All right, guys, that's another little bit of follow-up. Thanks for watching. Okay, not a whole lot of difference there. They both have a self-protect mode. You know, if you do bog the motor enough and apply enough pressure, they're going to just shut down on you. They're not going to let you, you know, push through. A lot of times you just need a little bit of extra power just for a couple of seconds just to push through putting in a screw or making a hole or whatever. But they take that control away from you with both the brushless and with the fuel. They're not going to let you stall the motor. They're not going to let you risk burning it up. You know, I like that control myself. I'm not going to sit there and stall the motor and just keep my finger on the trigger. But a lot of times you just want to push through something you're working on, and you just want that little bit of extra power just to get you through. What's up next? Porta bands. Let's go look at, this is a full-on fuel Porta band. Hey guys, welcome to Bar Z. My name's Stan, and today we're going to do a quick test on the Milwaukee Fuel. This is the Porta band. According to Milwaukee, these things are have 90% of the same parts as the corded version. So we're going to put it to the test. We've got a 4-inch square column. It's pretty thick. I don't know how thick it is. Maybe 1/4 inch, maybe 3/16. But we've got 2 cuts to make. We need to shorten up this column by a few inches. So we've got a cut to make. Let's see how we get through it. Let's check the run time.
All right. Well, that gives you a good idea of what we're looking at there. That was a considerable piece of steel. And we got through it pretty quick. We used anchor lube. We dabbed the anchor lube in it twice, so it got through it surprisingly well. There you have it. All right. Thanks for watching.
Hey guys, welcome to RZ. My name's Stan. Today we're going to do a cut with the Milwaukee Fuel. It's a Porta band, and they claim 90% of the parts in this thing are the same as the corded version. We do have a very interesting little LED here, and I'm going to show you what that's all about here in a second. We're just going to cut a piece of channel, and I've already got a dot here somewhere, and with a Porta band you only need to mark two sides. So mark top and mark front, and we're going to line up our blade on the top and then follow our line on the way down. Now what's interesting, I'm just going to do a little dab of lube there. I just get my blade in it as it's running and then come over to my line and get started. And we're going to just coat the blade first, and I'm going to get started on my line here. But now what I want you to notice is the shadow on the, I'm going to tip my saw around, and I don't know whether you can see that shadow coming off the LED, but you can see the shadow, and the shadow is cast across the blade, and that's going to aid us in doing our vertical cut. So let's line up our shadow with our Sharpie mark and roll with it. So pretty interesting. It's got some cool features that are just coming to light. Pretty ergonomic, and pretty happy with everything except the runtime. The runtime isn't great. This thing is a battery draining machine. So the destroyer of batteries is pretty good and reasonably light. You know, if you're used to using a corded version, this feels just like a corded version of the Porta band. All right, and some of the ergonomic features are decent. This hook is pretty nice. You can hang it on the edge of your cart. You can hang it on the hand railing of a scissor lift. It's a pretty robust hook. I'm gonna cry the day that the hardware fails and this thing falls 32 feet to its death, because it will just explode when it hits the ground. But and I'm sure that day is coming. But we'll see what those nut inserts look like after that. All right, guys. But that's one of the features of the Milwaukee Fuel Porta band. Thanks for watching. Okay, now that Porta band, that's a big dog. That's the same chassis frame as a corded version. And actually Milwaukee claims 90% of the parts from the corded version fit the brushless or the uncorded version, the battery version. So it's a pretty robust unit. It's heavy. You can one-hand it, you know, if you're cutting something on the fly and just pull it up and want to, cut it up in the air. You can one-hand it. There's a smaller one that's a little bit better, which I also own. I don't have any video of that. It is not a brushless. It has a brush motor, and the brushes aren't even replaceable. The motor is a cartridge, and you have to change out the entire motor when that one wears out. But that one is very compact. I mean, you're talking the difference between the big Porta band Fuel to the smaller version, which takes a different blade, different size wheels, and it's just a very small M18, and very easy to one hand and great for little thin pipe and flex and things like that. So for cutting small stuff, that little Porta band's pretty cool. I will say this about the entire fuel line, all the way across the board. These things go through batteries like you wouldn't believe. Milwaukee's answer to that, they've come up with a 5.0 amp hour. I've heard rumors of a 9.0 amp hour battery. So they're really stepping up their battery technology. They're probably running these batteries in a combination circuit, combination of parallel and series, just to get the amp hours out of them. And the battery packs are getting big. The 9 amp hours, I've seen a picture of one, it's huge. And I'm gonna hit those pretty quick. I've got, some of you may know that I've got one of those LED rockets. the work light. Haven't managed to break that yet. That's a wonderful thing, but it'll chew through the batteries too. The 9 amp hour, they claim on high, when you put that LED on high, the 9 amp hour will go for a full 4 hours, which that's pretty impressive right there. 3,000 lumen. All right, guys, that's it for the New Year's show. I want you guys to have a happy, healthy, and prosperous New Year. Enjoy your 2017. If you're going to go out and party, get a DD. Don't drive drunk. All right, guys, we'll see you next year. And next year we'll be talking about an event that's going to be going on around here in the early summer. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Rolling.
Why don't you turn off your light? Oh
Rolling.
My God.
Still rolling.
Great. Hey guys, welcome to Bar Z. My name. You choked.